come lick with your boy, come late. Come and blow some trees with your boy, let's late. We can watch a flick if your boy come late. We can joyride and explore late. Baby, come lick with your boy, come late. Come and blow some trees with your boy, let's late. We can watch a flick if your boy come late. We can joyride and explore.
You're now tuned into Linked Up with Lux.
Yo. You already know who it is. It's your boy Lux. Today's episode is called Why I'll Never Beg Someone to Choose Me Again. And when it comes to this, we've all been through it. And you got to understand that over-explaining is a form of begging. And I am guilty of that. I will explain. I'll explain this way. I'll literally put it in plain text, I'll even run it through Chat GPT. Like, okay, this is my thoughts. What does this mean to you? How would someone interpret this? And it will literally be in plain English. And if someone is not trying to hear you out, or literally, again, go off of what you're saying and understand it, they don't care about you. If you can sit there and say, hey, this is how I feel. I don't like when you do this. I don't like when you do this. And you did this. So this is why I reacted like this. And all they can do is just not even acknowledge anything that you said. Let them go. There should be no reason why you're explaining yourself to someone. And I'm not saying they have to say, hey, your way or no way. I mean, at least try to understand what it is, what you're saying, and what your perspective is. But if they disregard it, it's clear that they don't care. I hate being involved with people who be fake mad, right? Or fake upset, because you can have a situation, you can have an argument, and they will move different. They may not text us back fast like they used to. They may not check on you like they used to. And it's that's weird because we never did that before. When we were on good terms, if I didn't hear from you, and I didn't know you were doing something within an hour, you would have been blowing up my phone, And then some can say, well, once you get somebody to that point, they just don't care about you anymore, which, hey, I understand that. But you can't be like that and expect me to still be invested into you and to still trust you just for you to spin the block a month later and act like nothing ever happened. And now we're right back to the beginning. That's crazy to me, and I don't do that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's just why when it comes to a relationship, I don't do breaks. So if anybody says we should take a break or I just need some time, you can keep that time and be by yourself because there's no coming back to me. You see what I'm saying? Now I get it. Some people literally have stuff going on. This is the 10th time I said literally. They have stuff going on to the point where they're like, all right, I just need some space. But that's where communication comes in. And obviously it has to be within reason. You can't just be like, man, I need some space. And then now you're gone for 5 months and I don't hear from you and think you're going to come back and act like everything is all good. I mean, hey, take the time for yourself. Self-love, self-care, whatever you need to do, just detach from the world. I understand that. But when it comes to trying to work something out romantically, I can't do breaks. I don't do breaks. That's crazy. But yeah, it's just over-explaining. Like I said, it's a form of begging. If they're moving funny, if they're not texting you back right away, if you're like me, you're going to think the worst immediately. Well, okay, they're probably entertaining somebody else, or, they're always on their phone. They always have their phone. You've been around this person enough to know that there's no way they're just intentionally not responding to you. And it's like, if you feel that way, stand on that, right? Stand on that for whatever reason it is, but don't have it be on no fake temporary, this is how I feel right now, but I'm going to act like it never happened later on. That's literally crazy. And We don't do stuff like that. That's just too many mind games, too many emotions that are at stake there, and honestly, I'm just not with it. But you got to know your worth. If people aren't giving you the same energy, you got to know how to walk away. If people aren't investing into the situation the same way you are, you have to know how to walk away or when to walk away, because we hold on to memories, we hold on to situations. Why is it always when we're with a person, when everything is the way it is, it may not be perfect, we don't really reflect in the moment about ever losing that person until you lose that person. And then when you lose that person, then you start to think about, well, it wasn't that bad. All the bad stuff that you thought was bad, all of a sudden that's just voided in your mind. But that doesn't mean that it's not valid, right? You're just in your feelings, not recognizing your worth to the point where you're trying to make excuses to try to get back to this person. If this person is moving funny, you have to cut them off. Stop giving excuses to people who made you feel some type of way, that made you feel uncomfortable, that made you feel insecure, that made you feel like you had to question yourself, who didn't support you, who didn't support your dreams, who didn't care about your goals. And it was always about them, me this, me that. I feel. It's never you feel. This person has never actually genuinely checked on you. And people that do act like they do check on you with the fake, oh, like, what's wrong? Knowing damn well they can't fix your situation. Stop asking me silly questions, please. Because you don't really care, right? You just want to be nosy. You just want to see what I'm going to say. But as a man, I've noticed expressing yourself to a woman is literally pointless. Now, again, I've never found that genuine, supportive, caring woman that literally, I don't know why I keep saying literally, that took my pain and my emotions when I did open up and made me feel safe. Like, I know you got a lot going on. I'm your safe, space. You can vent to me, And as a man, we don't be expecting solutions. I mean, if a woman can make some stuff happen, hey, great. I'm not saying that that's not a possibility, but men just want someone not just to listen to them, but to actually understand, right? And to actually make them feel comfortable. That's why a lot of men don't open up about anything and we just keep it bottled up, because what is the point? And most women that I've experienced, when you do open up and you are vulnerable and you do tell them about your struggles, whether it's financial, they'll throw it in your face later. You know what I'm saying? And that is crazy. And it's the worst feeling when they throw it in your face, messed with somebody else, moved on with somebody else, or telling a whole nother guy about your struggles behind your back. That is the ultimate backstab. And it's insane. It's really insane. But we have to know our worth. We have to stop begging people to understand us. We have to stop begging people to see our point. We have to stop begging people, to just understand. We have to stop over explaining, because when you explain it once, that's good enough. Why are we typing paragraphs about our emotions just to get a okay or a thumbs up or nothing? Or they switch and change the whole conversation topic. Like, forget what I just said. Like, in your mind, if you're an overthinker, you feel like, okay, I'm gonna explain everything to this person, and this is why I feel like this. And when you did this, I didn't appreciate that. And if they don't actually take the time to respond, even if it's not right away, they can even pick up the phone and be like, hey, That message was too long, but I just wanted you to understand that I hear you. You know, I'm sorry this, I'm sorry that, but and I'm sorry without action means nothing, but at least you can let me know that you acknowledged what I said. A lot of people, they don't care about what we have to say. So why are we begging someone to be with us when they've obviously shown that they don't care, when they obviously have shown that they lost interest? We need to stop begging people. And when I say begging, it doesn't have to be a on your knees, please be with me, please. You still being present, while they're being disrespectful to you, it's you begging. You're still there. You don't know your worth. You didn't leave. You didn't cut it off. You didn't address it and told them straight up, like, hey, this is what it is. I'm done with this, because you're not aligning with my expectations. You're disrespectful, or you're not understanding, or you're not comprehending, or I told you I don't like this, and you're still doing this, and you don't respect me, so I can't mess with you. What do? We stay in these situations for convenience. We stay in these situations because we feel compassion for these people, or we stay in these situations because we feel slightly bad. Like, man, they got a lot going on. And if you're anything like me, and you have a lot going on and your world is literally crashing, and you still try to uplift other people who aren't contributing to bettering your life, oh my God, why are we like this? Why do we do that? Like, why do we do that? Like, our house can literally be on, again, shout out to the word literally, our house can be on fire right now, even if it's not in a literal sense. Let's just say everything is bad right now. Bills are overdue. We don't have no money. We don't feel good mentally. We're struggling right now. And we'll still try and find the time to uplift the person that we care about, even if they are higher than you in terms of they're not struggling, their bills are paid, they got money, this and that. Why do we overextend ourselves to be there for others when we're still low? We're on 0%. They're on 50. They'll be fine. But here we are still trying to rescue others and be like, how are you feeling? And showing compassion. I understand you got a lot going on, and I just want you to know that I support you. But where's the support when we need it? Is that crazy for me to expect some sort of support? I mean, it should be mutual, right? You would think. But as a man, or maybe a woman who thinks like this, we don't expect anything from anyone. And we do what we have to do. We deal with our struggles privately, because when we do try to express them, we just get oh, that's crazy, or a whole another response that doesn't even make sense. Like, oh, well, have you ever thought about what you're saying doesn't make sense? What you're saying is not going to fix my issues. And that's why we have to just put ourselves first, stop begging people to choose us, especially when they have made it very obvious that they're not interested. I want whoever I want to be all about me. I want who I want to be so messed up about me to the point where they can't breathe properly when they know I'm not around. They need me around. They want me around. We have good memories. We can continue to build our relationship. We can plan our trips. We can do these things together. I want my person to be so messed up about me. If you can go hours and hours and hours without texting me, I don't want you. If you can go days and on end without texting me, I don't want you. If you can go days on end without checking on me, I don't want you. Because how can you genuinely say that you want someone who obviously isn't showing that they want you? If you can be in my city and not hit me up when you're literally right down the road, shout out to literally again, I don't want you, because that's crazy. You can't say you have these strong feelings for someone, yet you're not willing to put in the effort to see them. You're not willing to put in the effort to try to check on them. You're not willing to put in the effort to see how they are mentally, to see how they are just in general. You know, people can talk and say, I like you, I like you, I like you, but you don't really like someone if you don't actually be considerate for what they may have going on. Because anything beyond that is lust. It's straight lust. You can physically be attracted to somebody. That doesn't mean you're going to check on them. You can physically be attracted to somebody. That doesn't mean you care about what they got going on. It's just lust. And if that's just what it is, just say that. Stop playing with my head. Stop playing with my emotions. Stop making me think you want this freaking fantasy, family, marriage and big house, big backyard and all that stuff. Kids running around. Like, don't play with me like that. Because if I have to question myself, my actions, my time, and my efforts with whoever I'm talking to, I'm better off without you. I am better off without you. So, with that being said, if they don't appreciate you, cut them off. If they don't acknowledge your efforts, cut them off. If they don't check on you, cut them off. No one can genuinely say they care about you, but they don't check on you. And if they flip the script and say, well, phones work two ways, phones work two ways, I mean, that may be true. But you prove to me that you don't care enough about me to check on me. Because any other time, I've always been there for you. Let that sink in. Because I've always stepped for you. I've always made sure you were good. I bent over backwards for you. I did things for you that I literally didn't have to do. So I'm sorry that I can't express when I'm going through something. I'm sorry that I didn't text you back. I'm sorry that one little inconsistent moment made you flip a little switch in your mind and made you be like, oh my God, you know what? He doesn't want me, so I'm not going to hit him up. I'm not going to chase you. Why do you think like that? Why is it so wrong that we can have issues going on that we just don't talk about? But the fact that you didn't even check in, the fact that you don't even know exactly what's going on and you're making it about you, just means you're selfish. And I'm probably better off without you anyway. Wow, never beg someone to choose me again. Can't do it. You're not here to support my dreams. You don't know what it is I'm trying to do. You don't know what it is that I'm trying to, pursue, even though I'm very vocal. I'm very vocal, but I've always made it about you. How can I help you? It was never the other way around. How can you help me? Put yourself first. If they ain't putting no money in your pocket, cut them off. While I never beg someone to choose me again, it's your boy Lux. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate the support. I'm out.